This week in Jamaica Now. Testy exchanges in Parliament as the Prime Minister attempts to set the record straight on the Outameni deal. Rubis sues the JUTC for close to $40 million. What the company's chairman has to say. Court quashes Commissioner's decision to demote cop in the Jhaneel Goulbourne case, and legislators weigh in on males raping males as debate continues on new sex law. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
There's a story behind my skin. My only makeup? True Match.
Only True Match has L'Oreal's technology to match your skin's unique tone and undertone. 100% guaranteed.
My skin, my story, my True Match.
From L'Oreal.
I'm Carleen Brown and this is Jamaica Now. The controversy over the Outameni property purchase deepened last week as Prime Minister Simpson-Miller sought to set the matter straight. According to the Prime Minister, the board of the National Housing Trust only purchased the lands located in Trelawney, a generator, a fuel tank and office furniture, and not the Outameni Experience attraction. Mrs. Simpson-Miller also said it was never intended to be operated as an attraction.
I have instructed that they should explore ways of using the property for social and physical infrastructure to enhance the quality of life and for the enjoyment of NHT contributors, Jamaicans and visitors. I have also instructed that the NHT look at the tourism potential in the area and examine ways to maximize the returns on this investment.
However, opposition members were not satisfied with her answers. Opposition spokesman on finance, Audley Shaw, insisted that there were grey areas in the acquisition, as based on the valuation documents, the price included the purchase of the entire attraction and not just land.
My question, therefore, to the Honourable Prime Minister, this valuation was not a valuation of the property alone. It was a valuation of the property and the business enterprise. And it was on the basis of that valuation that a sale price of $180 million was established. Can the Prime Minister now state that on the basis of this information that I provided, that in fact it is not just the property that was purchased, but Outameni Experience?
Mr. Shaw also referred to a document which stated that the NHT's board had been looking to reopen the Outameni attraction in 2014. Following the exchange, several lobby groups intensified their calls for the NHT's board to be sacked. And despite public outcry, the board of the National Housing Trust is standing by the purchase. According to board member Percival Latouche, the deal will be remembered as one of the best buys in the trust's history. He also lashed the opposition for alleging that an attempt was being made to mislead the parliament on the Outameni purchase. Opposition MP Delroy Chuck has expressed concern that men who are sexually violated by other men could suffer further victimization if the law is changed to recognize males raping males. Under current laws, rape can only occur when a man penetrates the vagina of a woman without her consent. Mr. Chuck expressed the concern as members of a joint select committee reviewing the Sexual Offences Act and related laws discussed the proposal that rape should be gender neutral in law in Jamaica. Chuck told committee members that leaders of gangs in some inner-city communities in Jamaica use buggery as a means of violating young men. He says if these men reported the matter and it is considered rape, they could be viewed as being women by community members. Government Senator Wentworth Skeffrey also cautioned against changing the definition of rape. Justice Minister Senator Mark Golding, who chairs the Joint Select Committee, said he wanted equal protection under law for men and boys as was guaranteed for women and girls. The chairman of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, Garnet Roper, says it might have been ill-advised for Rubis Energy Jamaica to sue the state-owned bus company. Rubis has sued the JUTC to recover close to $40 million for automotive gas it says was supplied for the month of September 2013. Rubis said it made several demands for immediate payment, but the JUTC refused to pay. However, Roper says the move by Rubis was unnecessary, as while the JUTC has been slow to pay, it is sure to pay. The race has now intensified for the December 1 Central Westmorland by-election. Last week, 3 candidates were nominated. They are Dwayne Vaz of the People's National Party, Ras Asta Black of the Jamaica Alliance Movement, and Faye Reid Jacobs of the Jamaica Labour Party. The by-election became necessary following the death of Central Westmorland MP Roger Clark in August. The Judicial Review Court has ruled in favor of the police officer who was demoted for his handling of the Jhaneel Goulbourne case. Goulbourne is the 14-year-old schoolgirl who was abducted from her gate in Harborview and killed by police constable Rashawn Hamilton. In court documents, Police Corporal Chester Hamilton said he received a letter stating that he was no longer suitable to continue to perform his duties as a detective because of his poor handling of the investigation into the Goulbourne case. He was then demoted to general duties. Hamilton said he was not given an opportunity to answer the charges laid against him before the force orders were published. Justice Georgiana Fraser heard the matter last week and granted an order quashing the commissioner's decision to demote the cop. She says he is to be reinstated to his position of detective corporal until the police commissioner gives him a hearing. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and as we go, we'll take a closer look at the controversial Outameni purchase.
We did not make any mistake. We have done our job, and we will go down in history as maybe the best buy that we have ever made in the housing trust.
The NHD has purchased 10 acres of land for approximately $180 million, which works out to $18 million per acre, for which the government then would want us to believe, Mr. Speaker, that they would then turn around and build houses for poor people on the land. I wonder, Mr. Speaker, what would be the cost of that development if the Prime Minister were to go through it?
This is prime real estate with a rich and strong history. Can serve as an area where students can visit, cultural, heritage, and tourism. And certainly I'm not saying that we are going to be building houses there.
Mr. Speaker, I am hereby serving notice that I personally support, unless the board resign, the withholding by contributors of any further money to the NHB because of this despicable behavior by the board of the NHB.
The very information you get, in my view, gives credence to the cause that there needs to be a probe by the Office of the Contractor General and the Auditor General. Because every day as it go along, the story changes, the explanation coming from the board, including the chairman, has been rather flippant, and it varies. And that alone raises some serious questions.